This is the graph video for motion of graphs of motion for top speed car. So I'm going to go down to the bottom to begin with and tell you what's going to happen here. In green we're going to talk about accelerating to top speed, and then in blue we're going to talk about racing at top speed for a while. In yellow we are going to talk about hitting the brakes, slowing down, and then in red we are going to come to a stop at the finish line. So we will start off looking at the motion maps of accelerating. So let's start off with velocity. Now when you accelerate on your velocity, you will start off at 0, and then you will begin to accelerate. And so this is what acceleration looks like. Your force in your engine is going to be steady. You've hit the motor, and the whole time across you are flooring it. So the thing about it is, as you start to get toward top speed, you will actually start to decrease your acceleration. So you will no longer be accelerating. And so why will you stop accelerating? So your acceleration will look like this. You will be accelerating with your motor, but over time you will stop accelerating. So why does that happen? You got to look at your forces. So your force of air resistance is going to be 0 at the beginning, and your friction is going to be 0 at the beginning. But as you go faster, your friction and your air resistance will begin to build up. So your net force, which started off here as whatever your motor is, will start to actually be lessened because of the resistance. So that middle line there is actually the net force. And so the net force is actually that middle line. The top line is your motor, and the bottom line is the resistance. And the resistance is both friction and wind resistance. So friction and wind, or air resistance. So I'm just calling it FR, the force of resistance. So in your position time, it is going to begin slowly, and then you're going to curve up because you're going faster and faster as time goes on. Okay, then we go to the next section, and the next section is talking about going at your acceleration. Your acceleration will be right along 0 because this is where your forces are matched. Your forces of your motor are going to be the same as the forces of wind and friction. So that means that the total forces, or the net forces, is right down the middle there. So once again, this is the net force down the middle. And this is the force of the motor, and this is the force of resistance. That means your acceleration now is equal to 0, which means that your velocity is not going to change. Here you have a change in velocity. Here you have your change in velocity is not happening because your acceleration is 0. That means that in this section, your slope is going to stay at a steady slope of whatever it was when you hit top speed. So this is top speed graph right here. And I'm going to run out of time to finish the graph, so I'm going to continue the graph on the next video segment.